Hi.
Hi. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Ritam Rana. I'm a freshman at the University of Florida studying computer science and statistics. And I was part of 4717 for 4 years.
Cool. So, how did you first learn about FIRST and when did you first join it?
So I heard about FIRST back in middle school, and I joined First Lego League, where I was on the middle school robotics team. Um, and yeah, that's how I learned about FIRST.
It's cool. So what were your core memories you made throughout your journey with FIRST?
Yeah, so some of the most fun memories include going to Worlds a couple of years back. It was a lot of fun to travel as a group with my friends, and then compete at the highest level that you can in this competition. Additionally, another fun memory was when we won the league championship a couple years ago, both Inspire and the Robot Game Award. And so that's not like really heard of that often in first. So that was really a fun moment.
Nice. So, what skills have you learned while being on a FIRST team that you still use today?
Yeah, so I came into robotics wanting to learn how to program, and I ended up learning how to program in Java, and I still use that to this day. Additionally, I didn't know that I would be doing this, but I learned CAD, and I took a couple engineering classes last semester where CAD was a necessary component to be successful, and so that helped me a lot, and I still use it. Like the other day, I kept forgetting to lock my front door, so I made a thing to lock my front door from my phone. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Are you still involved with FIRST, like after you became an alumni, or do you plan on being involved with FIRST later?
So currently I'm not involved with First. I still maintain my friendships. But I do plan on helping out some events here and there, volunteering at some of the first events in the future.
Cool. So, how do you think FIRST affects the STEAM community?
I think First helps expand like the knowledge base of like STEAM among high schoolers, because of course when we come into high school, we don't know much about the science, technology, engineering, art, and math. We just know it's a thing. And first kind of helps us give us the experience needed to understand what it actually is. So for example, it helped me understand that I really like programming and it's something I want to pursue in the future. But I also realized that like the artistic component of first is pretty cool too, and I enjoyed that part as well.
That's cool. So what programming languages or different types of software were you learning while you were on the team, and how proficient were you with them?
So I used Java during my 4 years in first, and I'd say I became pretty proficient at using Java. I learned a lot about the different terminologies that are in Java and techniques of programming, like object-oriented programming.
So, in what ways did you contribute to the team while part of Haggerty Robotics?
Yeah, so like I said before, the main part of me being in Hagerty Robotics was being the programmer on the team. To add on, I also did some hardware stuff and helped um, the hardware committees with CAD and building the robot. Additionally, I helped make decisions here and there about certain things we should do with the notebook and portfolio.
Cool. Um, in what ways do you think that your experience of being on the robotics team is carried into your daily life right now?
Yeah, so the programming experiences that I gained really helped me a lot through this class. It was like advanced programming fundamentals, where we had to use C, and it was kind of difficult at first, but because I had that knowledge from first and being able to program algorithmically, I was able to understand stuff a lot easier than a lot of the other kids in the class. Um, Other than that, like I mentioned before, using CAD in my engineering classes, it helped a lot um, to be able to maintain a good grade in the class.
Cool, cool. Um, so can you describe your experience in preparing for and participating in competitions, and
Well, what did you learn from those experiences?
Yeah, so I remember before every competition or every meet, we would be spending the whole week until 10 p.m., 9 p.m. Um, just preparing for the competition, fixing the robot. There's the little minute details that like make the robot perfect. Um, we would continue working on that. We would sometimes um, like work on the robot at the competition just to make it a little bit better. That, in my opinion, was the most fun part of robotics because that's when you actually get to see your product work, and that's when you get to do the problem solving part of robotics the most.
Cool. Do you have any advice for our team this year? Like it can be general or it can be like committee specific.
Um, I think you guys are doing a pretty good job. Just keep up with the deadlines and make sure you guys are working before. And don't procrastinate too much about on stuff like I did. So
Can you
that's it.
elaborate?
Just so like for example, starting the portfolio a bit earlier than usual. Like instead of starting in January, you should be starting in December. And in the future, um, like keep those deadlines in mind. As for the notebook, keeping up with your notebook entries is really important. So you guys can easily just print the notebook out when it's time.
Okay, all right. Um, Thank you for letting us interview you today.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you for having me.